So over at EPCOT, Communicore Hall did open back on June 10th. This is a video showing it. Uh, Jamie, question for you.
Yes,
So Communicore Hall at this point, realistically, is pretty much just a meet and greet. This is the space. Is there any way this space could have technical difficulties that would have to close it for the day?
um, the only thing I could think of is a big electrical issue, like the light's not working.
Well, we're not
Or
entirely sure what it was, but apparently Mickey and Minnie had to be moved back to the Imagination Pavilion due to technical difficulties that closed the building. This opened in June. It hasn't been a year, and they're having issues,
I could build a shed that would last longer than that.
right?
And I work in a museum and I could build a shed.
So Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse can be found in. Sorry, this is coming from Blog Mickey in their new old location today at Epcot. The iconic duo have been temporarily relocated to the Imagination Pavilion following technical difficulties at their typical Communicore Hall location. We made it out to Epcot today and found them meeting in the lobby of the Pixar Short Film Festival. It's unclear how long Mickey and Minnie will be there, but cast members were helping redirect them. So, again, that was the image of it. This is from Dreamfinder Guy over on X. This is when he went ahead and he came out to come take a look where it was. This is pretty much an abandoned building at this point because this is just doing the Pixar shorts. And
Uh-huh.
so they have this big old empty lobby for a show that nobody comes to. That's off the side. It's not even towards the middle of the park, and that's where the new meet and greet is temporarily while they fix their technical difficulties. Like, what is going on at Epcot? We've discussed sewage coming and falling out of the ceiling, lights not working in the main area, and now Mickey and Minnie have even lost their meet and greet spot due to more technical problems.
That's so weird. Like, I'd understand closing it down to put like a seasonal overlay or something for like a day or half a day or something. Because in the first video it looked like they had a seasonal background or something. Would make sense. But
So, uh, sorry to interrupt you, but this is just how it is. The normal painting is.
okay.
Go on.
Oh, I mean, something else to think about is, did a kid get sick? Did they something like that happen?
That is a good point to bring out. However, from everything I've seen and it looks like it was closed for the entire day. Like it closed in the morning. Like even
Yeah,
if a kid gets sick, you should be able to clean that pretty quickly.
that
Again,
means
you and I both worked at a theme park an amusement park for a little bit.
yeah. And that being said, how often does that happen on a regular basis already with that many people? Even just traveling from all over the world, eating different foods and stuff. Not everyone's digestion systems can handle everything.
Yeah.
So
Now, you weren't with us when we were discussing the Rivers of America in Walt Disney World being changed over to cars.
yes,
Do you think, I'm going to word this as nicely as I can, this team of Imagineers, with what we've seen from Tiana's Bite Adventure on both coasts, the Communicore Hall, the lighting around the parks, the maintenance we've seen, do you think they can actually handle such a big replacement in the park?
Re- to do this, I have a couple questions to for clarification. Um, I know a lot of the issues currently that we've seen with Epcot in the past 2 months, because that's really when a lot of it's happened. I'll go back 4 months even. A lot of those issues we've talked about have mostly been in Florida, correct?
Yes, because they have the most recent things that were done under this team. The other thing that we have out here is the gift shop that they opened up didn't have drainage to that flooded when we had a half an inch rain. And them building a new ADA elevator at Haunted Mansion that leads to a door that you have to be able to do a twist knob to push open, which is not ADA either.
So is this a new team of Imagineers?
It is a young team of Imagineers. A lot of the older Imagineers are currently working on Epic.
You know what? There's gonna be some stuff that happens with a new team.
Absolutely.
Um, it seems like there's some oversights that are happening. Um, but it does leave a lot of concern for a big project like that because even Tiana's Bayou had so many issues when it opened.
Last I heard, since December, Tiana in the finale scene still has yet to move out of her A pose.
At both parks or ours?
Ours,
Well, and ours is I've grow up going to Disneyland, so
yeah. Well,
just to clarify.
remember, ours opened much later than theirs, and again, in the finale show scene, Tiana is stuck in a pose because there's a part broken since it was broken at least December 14th, and it has been broken since then. I don't know if it broke before that.
Wow. I don't know how I feel about all of them doing something because I'm imagining something a lot like Radiator Racers, just because that's a simple comparison for me.
Yeah.
That has so many moving parts and things that need to work out perfectly that that's kind of frightening.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I have to look at it this way. We down here in Southern California at Radiator Racers, again, we don't get a lot of rain. Whenever we get a little bit of rain, they immediately have to close the attraction due to its slipping and sliding. How are they expecting to do that in Florida? I mean, they have Test Track, but Test Track has problems when it rains too. But doing that on a bigger scale in Florida, where it rains like every day.
Like when it missed it shuts it down. I, unless they figure something out, which granted, some of the things that looks like they've missed are they didn't take into consideration the drainage properly. They put a wrong doorknob on. Those the doorknob's been easy fix. I don't know the drainage how that's gonna.
Well, the drainage they've already blocked it off to go ahead and start working on trying to re-add drains. Um, the door, I don't know if they're even going to do anything because they haven't yet, and that opened back in when the attraction opened. Well, that's open. That was when the line opened, so that was happened back in December. That was December 14th when I saw it, and it had already been like that for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of institutional knowledge and think this is how things should be done was lost.
Yeah,
But I'm also playing both, trying to be devil's advocate as well. These are good
absolutely.
learning experiences as well. It sucks for sometimes in the public, but you have to learn somehow.
No, absolutely. Again, you know me, I'm a huge Disney fan, and I'm only the only reason I'm so critical of the company is because I enjoy the company so much. That a fair statement?
We we hold them to a higher standard because that's what we've expected from them.
Correct. If you're from this area, you know that about 20 minutes down the road, there's another theme park, and I put that very graciously. There's really big asterisks on that, and they are called Knott's Berry Farm, and that's how it could be if, in my opinion, if Disney were to go on a cheaper route. That park is still fine. It's not my favorite, but it's a lot of concrete, and it's more of just a ride based park.
It's a roller
Disney,
coaster based park. It's a better way.
hmm?
I look at it more like a roller coaster based park.
It is a roller coaster
They
based
do
park.
have some theming, but Disneyland is way up here compared to it, miles ahead.
Absolutely. No, again, uh my oldest memories are at Disney, and my favorite cruise line is Disney Cruise Line because they are so much better at everything they do. And that's just why I'm always so critical of it. It's why again when we're leading up to this main headline later on, it makes me mad. And I even talked to friends and family already about this. My mom was a cast member for 25 years, and even she's going, "What in the world are they doing?" Because it's going to hurt its brand image, and that's what we're building to. So you mean the theme park ending? Yeah, again, still not going to happen. That's a part of the main thing. Okay, first off, this editor note to myself. This section is not part of the last video. So part of the thumbnail and such and name is clickbaity. I'm gonna be honest. That's YouTube. Do I think the company is going to end? No. My biggest thing is, do I think one of their decisions they might, it is still a rumor, they might make could really hurt the brand image? Yes. And that is the main topic we're gonna get to. Because you have to be careful with what you do. And when we have now the New York Times, we talked about this on Tuesday, doing articles where they're talking about how even Disney corporate, not necessarily the main corporate officers, but people in corporate buildings, are discussing how they're starting to price out their audience. And even the New York Times is now saying that Disney's starting to price out their audience and is going to be causing problems for themselves. We have to acknowledge that that's a truth. We've seen it there at the parks. The parks aren't in a good shape and they're not as busy all the time. They used to be packed every day of the year.
Yeah.
My boss would take his family every year for a week and hasn't done that for the last few years. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on all the latest content. And if you just can't get enough of theme parks, video games, TVs, and movies, we've got plenty more where that came from. So go ahead and check out another video. We know you'll love it. Also, don't forget to join us live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time right here for the Pop Culture Jungle, where we break down all the latest in entertainment and pop culture. Until then, take care, stay awesome, and we'll see you later.